Okay, in this video I'll be going over substitution. So let's assume you've been asked to solve a system of equations. So here's our system of equations. We've got 3x plus 4y equals 1, and we've got negative x minus y equals negative 1. So there's usually two ways you can do this. There's substitution and an elimination. So we'll go over substitution first. So in general, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to look at these two equations and you're going to want to solve for one of the variables. So you can choose either one of these. Typically, I usually look for the one that has, I first look to see if I have a variable that has no coefficient, or in this case, it's just got a coefficient of -1. So I think I'm going to choose the bottom equation to do this. You could choose the top, but you'll end up having a fraction in there, which can kind of make your algebra later kind of messy. So let's solve for this bottom one, this negative x minus y equals -1. And then you can also solve for either variable. You can either solve for x or y. It doesn't make a difference. And so I'll just solve for x here. So we're going to end up with negative x equals y minus 1. And so then we have x equals 1 minus y. So now we've stated that x equals something. So what we can do is we can plug that into our top equation. So we can do this and plug it in to this top one. We can't plug it back into the one we just used. You'll end up, want to say you'll have like, want to say y equals y or something like that. So we have to plug it into the top one. So we're going to take 3, and then we're going to plug in x. We said x equals 1 minus y, so we're going to plug in 1 minus y here, plus 4y equals 1. Nothing else changes. So now we're just going to solve for y. So we're going to distribute this 3 in. We're going to end up with 3 minus 3y plus 4y equals 1. Combine some like terms, move some stuff around. We'll end up with y equals -2. So now we finally have what y equals, and now we can plug this back into any of our equations, actually. We can plug it into the original two, or we can plug it into one of these here. And I'm just going to choose one of those because it's already in the x equals something. So we can plug in y into that. So we'll have x equals 1 minus -2, which just equals 1 plus 2, which equals 3. So we have x equals 3 and y equals -2. So you can always double check this by plugging those numbers into both equations, and they should equal 1 and -1 respectively. So that's substitution, and in another video I'll be doing elimination with these exact same problems. So